This is my 8-year-old son, Dylan. When people meet him, they often remark on how engaging and good-natured he is. In most ways, he's a typical 8-year-old kid. What they do not see, however, is Dylan's amazing abilities. 1 times 2
2
times 3
6
times 4
24
times 5
120
times 6
720
times 7
5040
times 8
40,320
times 9
362,880
times 10.
3,628,800.
Neural is a cutting-edge cognitive development app for infants and children ages 0 through 6. It uses a concept called high information music immersion to specifically target the first critical window of your child's brain development from the second trimester through the end of their first year. During this time, a window of learning opportunity opens and then closes, never to return. Your baby's brain plasticity, or ability to learn and adapt through experience, is at its peak performance. The concept behind Neural began 8 years ago when my wife became pregnant with our first child, Dylan. You see, being a musician myself, I had this crazy thought. What if you played highly complex, or what I like to call high information music for a baby, prenatally and for the first couple years of their life? Would it sound normal to them? That was my idea. So I carefully prepared a 30 to 45-minute playlist that I would change out monthly and played it for Dylan each night. My wife would put headphones on her stomach and we'd listen together. It became our nightly ritual. Well, we continued this all the way up until Dylan was born. So after he was born, I decided to keep the experiment going. I increased the playlist to about an hour each day, still changing it out monthly. Every morning, after Dylan got up, we'd sit together and have our morning listening time. I'd hold him and bounce him around to the pulse of the music, and we kept this going till he was about 2. And then I had my answer. If you play highly complex or high information music for a baby, it will sound normal to them. What I didn't realize was what it was doing to his brain. This is Dylan as a newborn baby. He was born just an hour earlier, but his brain is already responding to how the sounds he is hearing are arranged. To prepare him for the algorithms of language learning, his brain regions responsible for speech and audio processing are already able to discern patterns of repetition and sequences in sound. The infant brain is comprised of nearly 100 billion neurons. And despite coming pre-wired with staggering capacities, environmental input is critical in further development. This input will help him with all his future cognitive, linguistic, reasoning, and planning abilities. This is Dylan at 5 months of age doing high information music listening. You can already see his intense concentration and focus on the music. So what is high information music? It is music with great melodic, harmonic, and rhythmic complexity, usually involving all 12 notes of the chromatic scale in its melodic and harmonic structure. High information music is for the most part limited to the genres of jazz and classical music. The actual performers and performances of the music are also critically important. Here's an example of one of the pieces I used in Dylan's music training. Just before his 4th birthday, I discovered that Dylan had perfect pitch. Perfect pitch is the ability to instantly recognize and identify any pitch by name.
C.
It is so rare that only 1 in 10,000 people have it.
F. D. B flat. C.
Dylan's hearing is so acute that he can identify notes in even the most complex chords.
B.
Yeah, and?
B flat.
You got it.
I know it. This one. C. E. G.
Good job. Musical aptitude is an obvious benefit of Neural's music immersion curriculum. Here's Dylan playing the first prelude from Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier in C major. The disciplined study of a musical instrument especially the piano, requires the simultaneous processing of musical information in extremely fast sequences.
预备开始，小云说。
This is an example of Dylan reading and speaking Mandarin. Foreign languages come very easily to him because of his ability to rapidly process and retain fast sequences of auditory information. We believe this ability is developed by repeated exposure to highly complex music during the first 2 years of life.
病產片主要採用豐富多彩的音樂，中西語促進。Ich weiß nicht, was soll das bedeuten, dass es so traurig bin. Ein Märchen aus alten Zeiten, das kommt mir nicht auf den Sinn.
Here is a chart of human brain development and experience-dependent synapse formation. It looks confusing, but there are 2 things that you should notice. The first is your child's receptive language area peaks between months 9 and 10, as we've been talking about. The second is that your baby's most rapid brain development occurs within a 1,000-day window between the start of a woman's pregnancy and her child's 2nd birthday. This is the exact time frame that phase 1 of Neural's brain training is focused on.
Pi is a mathematical constant. It is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. Pi is 3.14159265358.
High information music immersion dramatically increases the brain's recall ability. Dylan was able to memorize pi to over 500 digits in just a couple of weeks. What you are seeing here is Dylan reciting the periodic table of elements. He learned all 118 of them in only 2 days. In fact, he learned the last 40 in just under 1 hour.
This critical window of learning opportunity is too important to waste. Make these precious months count.